To connect to a Middletown Public Schools District WeVideo account, which is a full, complete license, you will first use the URL provided to you by your teacher. Upon accessing that link, you will see this screen. If you have never used a trial version of WeVideo, then you will select Join with a new account. If you've used the trial version of WeVideo with your school district account, then you would choose Join with an existing account. It's safe to say that most of you have never used WeVideo before, so we will start with Join a new account. Next, we have to sign up with Google. On this screen, this verifies your Google account, your name, that you are joining the Middletown School District, and that you are not having to pay anything else. Scroll down and select Continue. Next, click the blue button that says Start Creating. Here is your dashboard for WeVideo, and which should look exactly like this, as this is a fresh account. To start creating, click on the blank edit plus sign, create a new edit. And here's the WeVideo layout. This looks very similar to most other video editing programs, with your preview window here where you can watch or preview your video. The timelines below, initially separated into video 1, video 2, and audio. WeVideo is divided into 6 icons listed here, and selecting these icons will change the contents in the media pool here. So we start with stock media. Stock media contains royalty-free stock footage that comes with the purchase of WeVideo that you can use in your videos. And scrolling, you see that we have video clips indicated by a timestamp. Below we have images, and further down we find music or sound effects. You can filter by type by selecting the faders here and refine your search, and then uncheck the boxes you don't want. So if I'm looking for just music, I simply uncheck these, and we are left with just audio tracks. You can search the stock footage by typing your desired terms in the search field, searching for the beach. I have video clips and images, etc., associated with the beach. All of these you can use in your WeVideo and publish. Next we have My Media, which is where you will store media footage that you either acquire from the internet or that you upload from your device. If you are going to upload media into WeVideo, click on the Import button, and from a PC, computer, or a Mac, clicking Browse to Select will open up your computer's hard drive, in this case Windows Explorer. Or if you're on a Chromebook, clicking Browse to Select will go to your Google Drive, where you can access media stored there. If you want to access your Google Drive from your PC or Mac, then click on the Google Drive icon and give the appropriate permissions on the subsequent window. If you want to download something fresh from the internet, for example, you're looking for pictures of the beach, I open a new tab, I'm doing a Google search for the beach, selecting images, and something to be certain of is that you have the appropriate usage rights set. So I want to make sure that I'm using images that I'm allowed to use. So to do so, I will select Tools and Usage Rights, and then any of the subsequent choices below not filtered by license. For example, labeled for reuse with modification means I can use the picture and I can change it. So now I see a picture that I want. I'm going to select it. I'm going to right click, save image as. I'm going to put it somewhere where I can find it. So for now, I'll put it on my desktop and save. So I can go back to WeVideo, import, and I browse to select and go to my desktop and grab the picture, or on a PC in Chrome browser, the file you just downloaded will live in the taskbar until you exit out. So I can simply click, drag, and drop it there. Here's my image. And to add to the timeline, I simply drag, drop. I can press play here or use the space bar and play my video. And now we'll see that according to the blue playback head, my image is 5 seconds long. I can drag out the right end of it to make it longer. Keep in mind that you have to select first by clicking, and we have the orange border, which means the image is now selected. I can make it longer or shorter, or I can click in the center of the image and move it around my timeline. So when I go to add text, I can use any one of these motion titles, which they move, or I can select the static folder on the left and choose a text style that is static and doesn't move. Let's use the first motion title. So I'm going to drag it and drop it. I'm going to make sure it's the same length as my image. And let's play and see what this looks like. So we have text on our image. To edit the text, we double click on the text card down in the timeline. Then I simply replace the text that is there. Change the font by dropping this menu down. Change the color by selecting the color palette. I can move my text by going over to the preview window and dragging. And then when I'm done, I save changes. Next we have audio. I can use any of the audio files, most of which are music. I can use sound effects, which are grouped into several different folders. And I have a premium music section here. I tend to like the choices that are given in the stock media better. There's more variety, but this would be a good find for a demonstration. Next we have transitions. Crossfade, cross blur, cross zoom, etc. And these would be inserted between clips. Okay, so I've added a second image, so we have 2 images to transition between, and we're going to use the crossfade. Note that if what you're trying to drag appears red, you cannot put it where you're attempting to. However, if it turns green, green is good. So now I can drag the playback head back just a bit, spacebar to play. And there's my transition. Next we have backgrounds. The first folder of backgrounds contains motion backgrounds. If you want solids, there's a solid folder on the left. I'm going to go back to motion, and I want to put this behind my text. So I already have this image underneath my text, so what I need to do is move all of this out of the way. I have to select all of these clips to move them, because if I try to move the first one, it's going to move and leave the second clip stationary, which I don't want. I want them to stay together. So I click outside of the images and drag a box over what I want to select. And now it's all selected in blue. It's all highlighted in blue, and I can click and drag as a unit. Next, I'm going to drag my background down and put it in the space that's available. Now note the border is yellow. So when I drop it, I have a couple choices: trim to fit or insert and push. Trim to fit will fit the background in the space that is there. Insert and push will nudge over the other clips. We're going to trim to fit. And let's see what this looks like. transition in between the background and the next image. Let's use cross blur this time. Underneath the backgrounds, we also have overlays. So overlays go on top. So if I want a bang or lips, or my personal favorite is make it snow, this has to go on top of where I want it to snow. So if I want it to snow on the beach. If I wanted it to snow from the beginning on top of the title, on top of the background, I have to add another track. And to do that, I click on the plus sign over here. I make sure video is selected. I can rename the track if I want, and then select add track. Drag my snow up here, drag it the length of the video, go back to the beginning and play, and we now have snow over everything. A couple other details here. I'm going to Control minus to zoom out and see everything. I want my audio track to be the same length as my video, so I'm going to click and drag. And you'll find that when you're dragging things around that it snaps to the other clips, and that's something that you can feel happening when you're dragging. So now I have this music that when I play will just stop. So what I want to do is fade it out. So in the audio clips we have the blue line here, and then there's two dots, one in the beginning, one in the end. If I drag a dot, it creates a fade, but I don't want the clip to fade for the entire length of the video. So I want it to fade just in the last couple seconds. So first I'm going to zoom into the clip, and I control the zoom in the lower right here. So this is increasing the time scale. It's allowing me to edit on a more fine level. So now I have the last 1 second of video here, 22 to 23 seconds. I'm going to click on the blue line to make a dot. If I wanted to get rid of a dot, I simply double click on it and it goes away. So I click, make a dot, I drag the last dot down, and I drag the last dot down and it's showing me what volume I'm on. There we go. I can scroll over to the beginning and do the same thing if I wanted to fade in the audio. I can also fade video. So if I click on this background here, I don't see a line, but I do see these choices. First is open clip editor, second is open opacity options. So by clicking on that will give me a green line, which I can now click on to make my dots, which I can slide around, drag this down. Now we have a fade in. And I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing at the end. So now we have fade out. Should probably fade out the snow also. If I want to record a voiceover, I go to My Media, click Narrate. The first time I have to make sure that I give WeVideo permission to use my laptop's microphone, and if I was recording my screen, it would ask the same for the camera. So I click on the microphone to start recording. If I want to see my video as I'm doing my voiceover, I click Preview while recording. And after it counts down, I can then record. When I'm done, I can click on the check mark to save it, or click on the trash can if I want to get rid of it and start over. So I'm going to click here, save my recording, which is a very short clip, and it now lives on a new line called voiceover. And it starts recording wherever the playback head is, so I recorded 23 seconds in. Maybe I wanted this at the beginning or somewhere earlier, so what I will do is zoom all the way out. Then I'm going to grab this clip and just bring it back where we were playing the video, maybe at the beginning. If I want to record my screen to do a demonstration, go to Record instead of Narrate, and I have a few choices. Webcam, so that's recording from the camera on your Chromebook or laptop. I can record just my screen as I'm doing right now, or if I want to include my picture in the lower right or anywhere on the screen, I can choose webcam and screen. So if I click screen and then OK, my WeVideo is asking permission again, store files on this device. Yes. It's choosing a microphone. The default is usually fine. I'm using an external mic. Click next. So this is where it's asking what screen you want to record. Generally speaking, your entire screen is what you're going to want. Select it by clicking on it, and click share. You get a countdown and this indication at the bottom here. You get a preview after you record, and you can either save it or cancel it. Save that, it goes into my media pool. This status bar indicates that it is currently processing, and when it is done, then you can drag it into your video. There's a lot of features in WeVideo that I have not demonstrated that those of you who have been working with video editing programs, especially at Middletown High School, you're going to figure these things out, and you probably already knew a lot of what I've been demonstrating, but I'm demonstrating for those of you who maybe are newer or have less experience. For everyone, the last thing I'm going to show you is how to publish your video. So on the upper right hand corner, I have finish. I can set a title for my video. Click set. I can choose a thumbnail out of the choices, which honestly, there's not a lot of great choices. If you're going to upload a video to YouTube, for example, you can create your own thumbnail. I'm going to choose high definition. Most importantly, I'm going to select the Google Drive icon. And the first time you select it, you have to give permission by choosing your account. Click allow, and then you're good to go. So now this is a choice. When it's highlighted in blue, that means you will export your video to your Google Drive. WeVideo will create a folder in your Google Drive called WeVideo, and you can find it there. Once you've exported a video, you can also click on the Recent tab in Google Drive, and you should see it on the top. WeVideo also sends you an email that says your video was successfully exported. So now I'm going to click on Export. This window pops up telling me that my video is queued and ready to process. It also says I don't have to keep this window open, so I can simply close. And there's WeVideo in a nutshell. If you have any further questions, you can reach out to me, Steve Matthews. My email address is matthewss@mpsct.org. I'll put that up on screen. And let me know if you have any quick questions. Have a great day.